Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, January 27th, and it is a chilly, overcast day here in southeastern Pennsylvania, but not too bad. I've talked to quite a few guys around the country and up in the north and out to the west of here, and the weather's bad. And up in Canada, our friend Bona Piper has told me that this polar vortex is really affecting them. The frigid weather, lots of snow. My dad lives up in northern Vermont, pretty close to the Canadian border, and he's dealing with quite a bit of snow as well. So it's rough times this winter, but we hope for spring, and that's really all we can do. So today I am smoking my Hercules, nice, basically giant billiard that I like quite a bit, and the tobacco I'm smoking is Haunted Bookshop, and I'm wondering where I put my lighter. I'm going to save a relight. Yeah, that'll be fine. So, a couple things I want to talk about today, but I'm going to try, and who knows how successful I'll be because I'm an extremely forgetful person. But I'm going to try to start each video with a couple of shout outs, because this goes back to my video a couple weeks ago about growing the community and just supporting the guys that have, I'm really focusing on guys that have less than 100 subs, that are relatively new or just haven't been picked up much. And I'm just going to try to do one or two of them at the beginning of each video, each of these weekend chat videos, just to kind of spread the love around a little bit and hopefully give you all a new face to look at when you're smoking a pipe and looking for something to watch on YouTube. So the first is my friend Blake, and he goes by Blake 1827. Now it's not 1827; it's actually the Roman numerals, so it's MDCCCXXBII, I think. Don't type that in. I'll put a link down below. But Blake 1827. Blake's a interesting guy. He's been around for a while. I think he's been commenting for quite a while, but he's just recently started making videos. He's got a couple of videos up on his pipe collection. He's talked about some tobacco and things like that. So so far, it's a great start for him. He's only got maybe 4 or 5 videos at this point, but he's going to be a good addition to our community. So go check out Blake 1827. And the other guy, and again I'll put a link down below, is Gator John 85608. Now Gator John has been around for a while. He's a dear friend of mine. I really enjoy his channel. It's a little different, John's not gonna jump up and come right at you with stuff. He's more laid back. But he's got such great stories, and he's been smoking a pipe longer than a lot of you guys have probably been alive. So, guys like that, we gotta cherish them because they're treasures. And he knows an awful lot about pipe smoking, and he's making these videos to share that with us. And he's just a fantastic guy. He's had some health problems recently, so he hasn't been making a lot of videos, but he, at least last week, posted one. He was looking good. He said he was feeling good. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more from Gator John, and I invite you all to join me in subscribing to him so that you can keep up with him and the videos that he makes. So those are the 2 shout outs. There'll be links down below. Please go check them out. So the main thing I wanted to talk about today is changes, because change is never fun. Change is never welcome. But change is a necessary part of life. And I have always thought that, when we think about change, we're scared by it. But we're not scared because we're afraid of what we're changing to. And we're not scared because we're afraid of what we're leaving behind necessarily. We're scared because of the in-between part. The stuff we don't know. The how are we going to get there kind of thing. And, that's life. We have to deal with that uncertainty. If life were certain, it would be boring. So change is just a part of life. And I'm going to have to go through some changes here in the shop and with the channel and with the business. And they're all good. They're all, positive things, I think. But I wanted to talk with you about them because I want you to understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, what to expect. Not a lot's going to go away. So you're still going to get me on the weekends. You're still going to get shop videos and all that stuff. But I'm going to add new things. And I wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm doing this and sort of what triggered these thoughts. So this is the time of year when I have to get ready for taxes. It's inevitable, right? So yesterday I started looking over the books for the pipe restoration business, and I don't make a lot of money through that, but you do have to claim it, and you can deduct certain things and certain expenses and all that. And so I was just kind of going through, and it always is interesting to me at the end of the year to see how I did, just what the bottom line is. And I never thought that this business would be one that would make me a lot of money or anything like that. That's not what I wanted. I just wanted something that could sort of offset the cost of what I was doing here, because I had to buy some major tools. I had to buy a metal lathe, for example. And, there's only a limited number of stems I can make for myself. And there's people out there that want stems made. So I can use the metal lathe to make those stems. I can charge them really not very much to make a stem. And then they'll have a stem, and I can help pay for the metal lathe. And that's been great. So when I went through and looked at all the numbers, basically I just about broke even this year. So you have to keep in mind that there's a lot of expenses in terms of buying vulcanite and acrylic rods and things like that. The supplies, the consumables, pipe cleaners. I go through an enormous number of pipe cleaners here. You might think you use a lot of pipe cleaners. Well, try running a pipe restoration business and see how many you use. And I have yet to find a low-cost source of pipe cleaners. They're out there, but they're terrible. You just throw them away. And what Pipes and Cigars and SmokingPipes.com is charging for BJ Long, which is the only ones I use, it's the lowest price you can find anywhere, and that's probably BJ Long's bottom line. I don't think Smoking Pipes or Cigars.com or any of those places is making a lot on pipe cleaners. Probably because we wouldn't pay if they tried to. But anyway, the point I'm trying to get at here is that there is expense. I got to buy the alcohol for the retorts. For example, Everclear is $30, $40 a bottle, and every pipe I retort probably uses 2 or 3 shots of Everclear. So it's not cheap to do this. It's not terribly expensive, but it costs money, and that's what the business has been allowing me to do. It's been allowing me to continue to work on pipes and pay the expenses without having to use my own money and essentially go broke, which would not make my wife very happy. Now I say just about broke even. Actually did a little bit better than broke even. There's a small profit there, but I haven't yet paid the fees on the website, which I have to do before the end of this month, and that will basically bring me to pretty darn close to even. So in a sense, it's great. It's exactly what I had hoped for, and we're in good shape. We're not losing money. But the problem is that when I really think about it, the one thing that I'm not factoring into any of that math is the time that I'm spending. And I've said many times that I love what I do. I really enjoy working on pipes for people. There's nothing better than having somebody contact me and say, this was my grandfather's pipe, I'd love to be able to smoke it again, even if I can just smoke it once a year. And to be able to hand that back to them in a condition that they can use and they can remember their grandfather. And that's just one example. There's lots of variations on that kind of a story. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing to be able to do. So I love doing it. I love working on pipes. I love studying pipes, the engineering and everything. And my goal for a while now has been to try to take some of what I've learned over the years doing this and start to turn it towards playing with pipe making. Now, I have no intentions of becoming a pipe maker or of ever selling a pipe or anything like that. I just want to try out some of the theories that I have about airways and chamber depth and all that kind of stuff in Briar, and see how they pan out. And along the way, have some fun. That's my goal. Now, if it turns out I make pipes that people like, maybe if I'm satisfied with them, I might consider moving that forward as something else. But that's not a plan right now, and probably won't be a plan. The problem is that takes time, and the one thing that I can't buy, the one thing that I can't make, is time. And repairing pipes right now, I work, and I've got a great job, and I'm very happy about it. I have my wife and the house and our dogs, and I got stuff that I got to do with that. And then the rest of the time I'm working on pipes, and that's, it's starting to get a little stressful, to be honest. It would be nice to be able to say, this Sunday I'm just going to relax and do nothing. It's rare that I can do that right now because, and this is my fault, it's because I shut down work over the holidays, and now I've got this backlog of work, and I'm pretty anxious about that. I want to get this stuff done for you guys. So I'm spending time down here in the basement that I should really be spending either doing things with my wife or maybe just relaxing. Not that working on pipes isn't relaxing. I think you get the idea. I don't want to over analyze this. So what do I do then? How am I going to make this better? Well, the first thing that I've decided to do is that I'm going to be more selective about the pipes that I work on. And don't worry, I don't want anybody to be afraid to contact me and say, what do you think of this? But in the past, if somebody said, this pipe's important to me, I didn't really care what it was or how much it would cost to buy a new one or anything like that. I just got that pipe back to them because it was important to them. And I know I've got pipes that I'm sentimentally attached to that are, worthless. They're even in my restored condition, nobody would pay anything for them. But they're important to me. I understand that. But, those jobs are often more difficult than just sort of the standard refurbishment stuff, which is really the bread and butter of the business. And, I'm just going to probably have to say no to some of those, and hopefully be able to do it in a helpful, gentle way that lets the person know that the reason, and maybe give them some alternatives. Maybe tell them that I'd be happy to help them if they want to do the work themselves. I could guide them through that, and I would be happy to do that. I hope I'm not in any way protective of the methods I use. I really want people to be able to do this themselves because that's the goal. The goal is to get these pipes and save them, not to make me a bundle of money, which I'm never going to make anyway in this business. So that's the first thing. I'm going to be somewhat more selective about the work that I decide to take on. Now that, of course, means that I'm going to not be able to take as many jobs, so there's going to be less money coming in. So how do I offset that? Well, I don't know. But I took a step yesterday that I didn't think I was ever going to do, but after thinking this through, I decided that it was really in the best interest of the channel. And I decided to monetize the channel. Now, I've applied for monetization. It takes about a month to find out whether or not you're approved, and who knows what YouTube is, whether or not that's going to happen. I know nobody's making money with monetization. I know that it's basically a racket, and YouTube benefits more than anyone, but that's okay. Every little bit helps, and if it's a couple bucks a month, I'm not going to say no to it, on principles, because I don't really have a good solid reason to do that. So that means that you're probably going to have to put up with some ads, and I'm sorry about that. But I put up with ads on other people's channels, and I'm sure you do too. They're not that terrible, and when you see them, you just got to think to yourself, well, this is helping out the person who's taken the time to make this video that I'm about to watch, and that's what it's really all about. So let the ad play through, and then get on with the video, and everything's fine. And you know, gets that person, I don't know, a nickel or something, but at least it helps them. So to make up for that, and I'm apologizing in advance for doing it, and I may not get approved, so this might be all preemptive nonsense. But to make up for that, and to also complement it, I'm gonna try to expand what I'm doing here and add some new types of videos, some different types of videos, and take advantage of some things that YouTube has to offer that I haven't taken advantage of before. So, for example, I've been talking for a while now about pipe mortar. I finally have been able to put together a video on pipe mortar that's, you know, everything you need to know about it, why I made it, how I made it, how you can make it, what you use it for, the whole 9 yards. And it will be coming out this coming Wednesday at 8 p.m. and I have it scheduled, and I've set up what's called a premiere for that. And if you subscribe to me, you will have seen in your subscription this video come up, but it's got the word premiere over it. So if you click on that, right now you can see sort of the splash screen, you know, the bumper thumbnail screen, and there's comments are open, so you can ask questions or, you know, say something about the thumbnail if you want, I guess. And there's a live chat, which actually is functional now, but nobody's there because it's just a picture. Now the neat thing is when the video actually premieres, which will be this coming Wednesday at 8 o'clock, I'll know and you'll know, and if you look at the thing, you can click a little reminder button that'll send you a notification when it's about to start. And while the video is playing, and it's I think it's about a 20-some, maybe 30-minute video, while that video is playing, I'll be watching it at the same time that you are, although I've already seen it, and I'll be able to interact with you on the live chat. So if you got questions about what's going on, I can try to answer them. Now those live chats tend to go pretty quickly, and I don't know if I'm going to, you know, how successful this is going to be, but I think it'll be fun. And I guess, you know, there's a couple possibilities. I'll do that, and 10 or 20 guys will show up, and we'll have a great time. Or I'll do that, and I'll just sit there, and nobody will show up, and I'll feel really depressed. Or I'll forget about it completely, and you all will have a good time. So these are all possibilities. But I did ask to get a reminder for myself, so hopefully I won't forget about it completely. So that's something that I'm doing to give a little bit more interactive value to you guys, to kind of, again, make up for the other changes. And I think it's going to be fun, and I hope that it also leads to some growth in the channel, you know, some increase in, not so much subscriptions, but views, you know, getting people more interested in an upcoming video by using the premiere feature. Bit of a tangent here, but Haunted Bookshop has really taken me over. I'm now buying it by the pound. I was buying 8-ounce bags, and I've done this now for about 8 months, where I buy a bag of it with the plan of I'm going to smoke some and I'm going to put the rest in jars and cellar it. And this is probably now, I'm up to about 2.5 pounds, of which none of it's made it into the cellar over the past 8 months. I had a jar. I had one jar from the last pound that I bought, and I was very proud of the fact that I got it into the jar. And I opened it up the other day because I've been smoking so many Virginias and vapors and stuff that I just was craving some C&D Burley. So anyway, that's a digression. I'm sorry. So I've talked about the premieres. The other thing is I'm going to try to explore some different subjects on this channel, and they're going to be somewhat pipe related still. So I'm not going to go completely off the rails, but you know, just things like, for example, if I'm going to move towards pipe making, I'm going to have to start to build some tools for that, like a sanding station. So maybe I'll put together a video series on how I build a sanding station, and you would be learning along with me, because I've obviously never built a sanding station before, and I might have to make some modifications and tweaks, and there could be follow-up videos and all that kind of. So, you know, a lot of guys, myself included, are interested in that sort of doing aspect of things. You know, I've talked about this before. I can watch machinist videos for hours on end, and I'm never gonna, run a Bridgeport mill, but man, I love watching people run Bridgeport mills. There's just something about that is fascinating. So I don't know, maybe that'll be a terrible idea and nobody will like it, but I think there's a lot of you guys that would enjoy seeing how I go about solving those problems that come up and go about putting a sanding station together, for example. Another thing is I've got a belt sander here that I need to, not a belt sander. Is it a belt sander? It uses a 1-inch belt and then it's got a disc on the side. It's not one of the ones that are handheld, but I'm blanking on what it's called. Anyway, it needs bearings replaced and it basically needs an overhaul. So maybe I could do a video on that process that would be interesting. Kind of instead of restoring pipes, restoring a sander. Anyway, that's one of the things I'm thinking of. Just to kind of increase the variety in what I'm doing and keep it pipe focused, keep it really, for the guys that just enjoy coming down to the shop with me and spending some time. And finally, I'm seriously considering, although I'm not going to promise anything because I don't know the first thing about it, but I'm considering maybe doing a limited number of live streams. I've enjoyed them when other guys have done them, and other guys have done them quite well. I'm reluctant for 2 reasons. I mean, technologically, I just don't know how to do it, and when I look at the YouTube explanation, I get confused. I'll figure it out. I'm not a complete moron, but I've got a card. So it's just a barrier that I got to get over is, figuring out how to do this. I've got to download something called an encoder that I didn't even know I needed. And I don't like launching into these things without really understanding it. So it's going to take a little while. The other reason that I haven't done it is that, I don't know. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine sitting here talking to you all if I'm running the show. I don't know how well I'm going to do in an interactive environment. I watch guys like Matches and the Artful Codger, and they're just so comfortable with all these questions coming in at them, and they know when to break away from the comments and spend some time just talking about something else and all that. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. I just don't know that I've got that gift of gab, really. So, in terms of real-time adjustments. So, we'll see. It might be fun to try, and it would be pipe focused. I'd think of it as a way for you guys to ask questions about pipe maintenance, repair, restoration, those kind of things, because nobody's going to want to sit here and live chat with me about what I had for dinner or anything like that. So those are, in a nutshell, the kind of things I've been thinking about, and I'm really thinking I'd rather invest the time. So I'd rather save the time by limiting the incoming pipe work and invest that time in building the channel and allow the building of the channel to hopefully pay off in an admittedly small way through monetization. Then get to a point where I just can't make videos anymore, or I have to make, once a month instead of once a week or something like that, because something's got to give, and that's just where I am. A few years' time, I might retire, and then maybe less will have to give. But right now, this is the life I have, and that's what I'm going to have to do with it. So please let me know what you think. Let me know if this is bad, good, in your opinion. Let me know what you think of the ideas that I have. And guys, I know I'm going to get the comment of, it's your channel, you can do whatever you want. I appreciate that. I know that it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Thank you for thinking that way. But I really want constructive criticism. I want to know if you have ideas for other things that I should be doing, or that you'd like to see, I guess I should put it. So thank you. I really appreciate your time, your thoughts, and your continued patronage, because that's really what your subscriptions are to me. Please join me on Wednesday evening, Wednesday 8 p.m. Again, you can find the premiere in my video list, and you can get a reminder of that. I think it'll be fun. We'll see how it goes. I've never done this before, so hopefully it won't blow up on me. But it'll be great to see some of you guys live if you can make it. Well, I won't see you live, but I'll be able to chat with you live during the video. And beyond that, guys, I think I'm going to let you all get on with your Sunday. So I thank you for taking this time with me. I hope you're all doing well and looking forward to a great week ahead. And until I speak to you again, I will look forward to talking to you all again very, very soon. So goodbye now.